Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So let's wait for one more minute because 18 students have only joined, like 17 students, right? And today we'll be discussing on the difference between B2B and B2C and what are the challenges implementing in challenges and issues in implementing those models. So these two discussions we will be trying to complete today. So as I said, today the entire class you have to take notes because I don't have any PPT for this, right? So those people who are there, you have to take your own notes from here. Okay. So let us first start with the difference between B2B and B2C. First is origin. The first side is B2B versus B2C. First point is nature. Now, what does nature? What happens in B2B? What happens in B2B? Anyone? In B2B transaction, product is not sold to the end user. Okay. Buyer purchase in bulk to distribute it to the final customers, or the second organization purchase it so that it can be distributed to the second customer, But in case of B2C, what happens? In B2C transaction, product is sold to the final customers. Okay. Clear? Clear about this? Next point, number 2, scope. Okay, scope. Now, what happens in case of B2B? Model target market is small and relative. Now, see the vast area of B2C. Customers are many, but organizations are very less. Clear? So, the point will be in case of B2B model, target market is small. Target market is small and relative and easily identified. Clear? But identified. But in case of B2C, what happens? B2C model, what happens? The market is very large, right? So you can say target market is very large and dispersed. Understood these 2 points? Any doubt? Dispersed customer base, you can say. Any doubt in these 2 points? Number 3, am I audible or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next, customer relationship. Now, in case of customer relationship, what happens? With whom we are making, you can say, relationships with the existing business. Okay, so focus is more on, you can say, existing, and repeating customers. Now, who will be the customers here? The customers will be the business houses. Okay. So more focus. Why? Because the market is very small, right? So there are no many buyers available. So whosoever is coming to purchase, in that case, focus will be on them. But in case of B2C, what happens? They focus on existing customers as well as they focus on new customer base too, so that they can enter into new markets. Okay. So the answer will be focus is more on new customers. Focus is more on new customers, new markets, as well as existing customers. Clear? So see, the large scale of business that is possible in case of B2C. Clear? In case of B2C. Next point of differentiation will be purpose. So can anyone say me what will be the purpose of B2B and B2C? Anyone please try to answer. Yes. What is the purpose of B2B transaction? In B2B, no one is responding, guys. I have to intimate to your mentors then. You have to, right? This is a online class. If only I'll say, then what is happening? Nothing. In B2B e-commerce, the purpose is to increase and strengthen. Okay, increase and strengthen existing business relationships. Whatever existing business relationships, not customers, business relationships over time, and cut costs of searching and dealing with new vendors. Okay, that is the purpose in case of B2B transaction. But in case of B2C, what happens in case of B2C? The purpose is not just to sell products and services online, but they have to bring traffic, increase and strengthen the brand awareness, educate customers, catalogs, promotions, everything. So basically, the focus is on customer retention, customer acquisition, and selling of products. Clear? In B2C, the focus is on customer retention, acquisition, as well as selling of new products parallelly. Okay, so it goes hand in hand. Number 5 point, purchase power. Okay, the purchase power. What will be the difference between what will be in case of B2B? Purchase power. It is more beyond a single. Let's see what happens. Suppose Tata is doing business with another business company, right? So the purchasing power depends upon the decision maker here, because there are few buyers, knowledgeable buyers, and they are not final customers. They know everything about the business, right? So orders are made in such a way as which will cater to the requirements of the company, to the target company. Okay, and similarly, this price is also accordingly fixed. So the purchase power is entirely given to the buyer because of the limited companies that is existing. Understood the purchase power? So you can say it solely depends on the target business house, or you can say customer, because few people are there and they are doing business and they know everything about what is happening in the business, in the scenario. In customer, in B2C also, buyer market is too much, right? So the buyer takes the decision. Buyer is the decision maker here. Clear? The same. There is no difference between B2B and B2C. So the answer will be it solely depends on the customer. Just a minute. Be online. Okay, so it solely depends on the customer. Clear about these 5 points? In fact, you can say in this case, purchase power is influenced. Okay, is influenced by brand loyalty, right? Brand loyalty. You can say consumer recommendations, very, very important role it plays. Recommendations, just a minute. Recommendations and reviews and consumer preference and taste. So these are the factors, preference and taste. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear or not about purchase power? Any doubt till this much?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, next is your decision making. Have you taken a screenshot or noted somewhere about this particular point that we're discussing? Because I'll omit it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Noted.
Number 6th point. Okay, decision making. Decision making. Now, what happens? See, here knowledgeable customers are there who take decision rationally and logically. So the decision, the buying process will be what? Buying process will be long because it is based on a number of factors other than quality, reliability, after sales service. So they take many things. So what will be if we can take into parameter the time, decision making in case of B2B is long, right? But in case of B2C, the decision making is short. Clear? The decision
Yes,
making
ma'am.
time. Basically, we are talking about time is short. Fine. Number 7th point, infrastructure. Infrastructure. Now, what happens in case of infrastructure? It requires a more advanced system. Why? Products and prices are customized depending upon the number of customers. So personalization, stream process flow is highly required. But in case of B2C, a general structure is okay because we are producing mass. Okay, mass production is there. So we are not going for customization of the customers until and unless we are not dealing with a luxury product, right? So the system in case of B2B model in e-commerce, and if we talk about infrastructure, then it requires a more advanced system, whereas in case of B2C, it requires a simplified structure. Okay, in case of B2B model, it requires a more advanced system. Okay, and but in case of B2C model, it requires a simplified version. Okay, it requires a simplified structure, simplified infrastructure, you can say. Infrastructure. Clear? Clear or not? Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Last point, 8th point is payments. Very, very important. We are talking about e-commerce. So payments also plays a very, very important role. So here, payment processes are set up on account basis. Suppose Tata will say that I'll pay in, let's say, Beam. Reliance will say I'll pay only in net banking. Someone else will say I'll pay only in Swift. So it is depending upon account basis. But customers, everything is there. Credit card, debit card, customer gift card, your coupon codes, everything is normally applicable for B2C transactions. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what will write? Payment processes are set up on account basis, right? Consumers place their orders electronically on the web store and they receive the invoice for the purchase of the payment for the purchase, whatever they have done. Normally nowadays, everything they are giving through phone. No one is giving bill in B2B. But in case of B2C transactions, B2C transactions are done at the point of sale. Point of sale on the B2B store. On the B2B store via credit cards, debit cards, UPI, right? UPI and gift cards, etc. In case of B2C, okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
these are the 8 point of differences between B2B and B2C. I hope everyone is clear on the points. If anyone has have any doubt, then we can discuss that point.
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? Okay, fine. So before jumping into the next topic, let me just share something with you. So our next topic will be for today, as I said, our topic will be challenges and issues in implementing, because we have already studied 2 models and other models are yet to be studied now. But we must know what are the challenges and issues in implementing B2B. Very, very important. First challenge is your purchasing process. Purchasing process. Now, what happens here? Why it is a challenge? Why, when we compare 2 models, which is more complicated, B2B or B2C? Which one is more complicated?
B2C.
No, B2B. B2B is more complicated. B2C बहुत ही simple है ना? B2B में उनका बहुत सारा rules and regulations होता है, because I said account basis. If we just in implementing B2B and B2C, दोनों में दिक्कतें होती है, क्योंकि कभी कभी what we do ना, when we pay online, there are many chances. I have faced this many times. Standing at the retail outlet, they'll say that my money would be debited, but theirs it won't be credited. Have you faced this problem in case of B2C?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You might have gone to a shop, the Zomato, Swiggy, whatever payments we do the online websites or in the malls. If you pay, sometimes what happens, your account will be debited, but their account won't be credited. So they would ask you, ma'am, please do one more payment. Now think about a situation if you have just 10,000 and you've done 10,000 shopping and the money is debited. Okay, and they have not credited. The money is not received by them. Now, normally it takes hardly 30 minutes for your money to come back, but in many cases it takes around 3 to 4 days or max 7 days. That is 7 days. So what will happen to the person concerned? So this is a risk in case of B2C. It's a standardized process which they have to follow, but B2B, it deals as per account, like account to account basis. They'll be doing transactions in lakhs, right? Swift transactions takes place for 3 days minimum. So the seller and the buyer who are in the process, they are all the time confused. If my money is gone, if they have got it or not. Yeah, and this person will think that if the money doesn't come, then what will I do? So these type of issues go. So you can say the purchasing process. Oh shit. Okay. The purchasing process, the process is more complicated. Both are complicated. Okay, we can say the process is more complicated in B2B transactions as compared to both of them are complicated, but if we compare both, B2B transactions are more complicated as compared to B2C, as lot of people are involved in the decision making process. Okay, decision making process. I'm talking about why it is complicated. Decision making process, and it takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of time to you can say a lot of time and deliberations before the order is finally placed, and deliberations before the order is finally placed. Clear? Second point.
Yes, ma'am.
Second challenge will be payment. Okay, payment is also a challenge. Just now we discussed that what are the normal problems that we people face. So B2C transaction involves small payments from individuals, whereas B2B purchases are generally placed in large orders. Hence, payment systems differ. Now, in B2C, what happens? In the maximum cases, you will find same price, but there is no scope of negotiation. Payment is done on the spot through credit cards, or cash on delivery mode. But in B2B mode, as bulk much purchases are made and delivery is done through a very, very complex system, then there are a chance of negotiations, because there would be a contract. Maybe later on, the party must be paying in credit, must be buying in credit. So everything, it's complicated. Okay. So we can say that B2C, B2C transaction involves small purchases for individual usage, individual usage. Okay. Whereas B2B purchases are generally placed in large orders. So as I said, payment systems in both totally differ, because in one category they might be paying in credit, they might be purchasing in credit, and in B2C the transactions normally takes place at the point of sale in either debit, credit, or cash on payment mode. So there are certain challenges in actually finalizing both. Next is your CRM. What is CRM? What is CRM? Can anyone say what does CRM mean? Full form of CRM? No one?
No, ma'am.
CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. Okay, customer relationship management. Now, what happens? Big area of concern in both. Why? In case of B2B, very few companies are there, very few buyers are there, so we cannot annoy them. In case of B2C, also a large number of customers are there, but always remember, if there is a dissatisfied customer, then what will happen? He has a capacity to take 100 customers back. He won't allow 100 customers to come to the organization. But if there is a satisfied customer, he'll only bring 5 customers. You people only think about yourself. And suppose you purchased a watch, okay? That's a Hilfiger, or anything, a branded watch. Will you actually share to your friends that you must go for this watch? Does it come to your mouth ever? It won't. When people will ask you, oh, where did you purchase? Oh, I purchased this much, might be the amount, but you will never share. But if in the same case you would have faced a trouble in one particular outlet related,
Ma'am, your voice is not audible.
now is it audible?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Your voice is very low. Not.
Okay, maybe the Wi-Fi issues here. Now it's clear.
No, once again.
Okay. Now see, Now, can you hear me properly, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now I'll give you two scenarios. You people have to answer. Suppose you have gone to a particular outlet to purchase a watch, let's say Skagen or T-shirt. Okay. And the sale was very, very good. So coming back, will you share with your friends that next time if you want to purchase, then please go and purchase T-shirt watch? Will you say, or it will be there in your mind, I'll be the only one who will be wearing T-shirt watch? What is the normal human tendency? What is the normal tendency?
I'm just second condition.
Mhm. Yes, what happened? Can you not hear me? Can you not hear the question that I asked?
No, ma'am. Once again.
I said you have gone to a watch outlet. Let's say T-shirt
Yes,
watch.
ma'am.
Okay, and
Yes,
you
ma'am.
purchase the watch and you're very happy. Coming back to your house, can you share with your friends, relatives, and everyone that you must wear a T-shirt watch? Will you do that? Or in your mind, it would be there that I should be the only one who would be wearing T-shirt watch? Normally, what comes?
Ma'am, the second option
The second
to
option.
be
Good.
yes.
Now, same thing. Let's say you have gone to purchase a fossil watch from a particular outlet, and your friends want to watch, and you had a negative experience. Okay. Next time, if your friend says that I'll go and purchase fossil watch, right? I'm saying my question is, you had a negative experience in the outlet, not with the watch. You said you had a negative experience with the outlet, and your friend says that I want to purchase a fossil watch. So immediately your response will be that I don't purchase fossil watch. Their service is not good. So whom are we trying to create a negative image? The brand, not the outlet, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now
Yes,
see,
ma'am.
this thing you will share with many of your friends. So it is a tendency of the human beings that they will say negative fast, not positive. Positive उनके मुंह से आएगा ही नहीं, हमेशा negative, negative, negative. So that is why customer relationship management is very, very important and the biggest issue and challenge in case of e-commerce, because we cannot see the customer front to front. What happened as to why he is dissatisfied with our service, we do not know. It's a biggest challenge now. Understood? Like
Yes, ma'am.
other points can be in the web, the product might be very good but the website is not user friendly. Will the customer go and purchase if the website is not user friendly and complicated? They won't, right? And
Yes, ma'am.
if only debit card payment system is accepted, they won't. If cash on delivery only is there, they won't. If there is penalty for incomplete transactions, will they go and purchase? No. If privacy and security is hampered, again will they go? No, right? So these are the issues that is dealt by B2C, and B2B is again a different aspect, different gamut, because we are dealing with just one to one in case of B2B transactions. One point, they'll just take out entire lot of business from our company. So CRM is a biggest area of concern, and all the companies mostly pay maximum attention to these particular points. Understood about CRM?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Normally, what happens? It's a tendency that B2B organizations. Um, it is said that B2B, in case of B2B, attention attention should be paid more. Okay, attention should be paid more as they value customs. You can say as they value more, they value customer customs and it is important, and it is very important to understand their working style. To understand their working style so that it will be easy to retain them. Okay, B2C, I said lot many issues like your websites, like your the payment terminologies that they are using, penalty for incomplete transactions, any privacy and security hamper, then they'll just remove and go away. Next is your fourth point in case of challenge and issue in implementing B2B and B2C is fourth point is use of IT and integration of services. Integration of services. Okay, in case of B2C, customer usually make payment through credit or debit cards. Okay, because it is a very, very easy process. But in case of B2B, it involves a complex structure. Why? Because they might be purchasing in credit and they might have this installment facilities. So repeatedly you have to date on the database. We have to you can say we have to input these data, and the system should always make the company remember, so that what happens at the time of payment, the concerned manufacturer will get the payment, and it should be user friendly so that both buyers and sellers will be compatible in the operations, which actually in many cases in practical use it is not happening. That is the reason why people are dissatisfied in the case of use of IT and integration of services. Now see, if we talk about our parents, okay, many of them are not prone to use this type of you can say e-commerce. They do not shop online. They have a fear of privacy. They have a fear whether their data will be leaked, right? So this is a very big challenge in case of e-commerce. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear or not? Okay,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
last
Yes, ma'am.
point, the last point in case of challenge is your intermediaries. Intermediaries. Okay, intermediaries. Who are intermediaries? See, buyer and seller. But people are required, okay, so that they can pick the goods from the buyer's end, and the customer must receive the products. The customer as in final customer or business houses. Okay. So, these intermediaries play a havoc. Why customers fail to or why the customers are not satisfied? They create a havoc. They are crucial element. They support in promotion, they support in logistic, they can be financial support services, they can be any technical support expertise. Okay, they can give us legal support. So all these people are very, very important for the smooth functioning of e-commerce. And parallelly, there are also challenges and issues too. Understood the 5 points in case of challenges and issues in implementing B2B and B2C?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Fine then. Today class, these two topics were supposed to be taught. We discussed B2B difference, B2B versus B2C, and we discussed the challenges in implementing B2B and B2C. Does anyone has any doubt in these two topics?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So next class we'll start with C2B and C2C. We'll be discussing the customer centric models. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.